Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day today, and in this video I'm going to be ranking all of the upcoming 2025 through 2027 Marvel and DC films, as well as streaming series. And to be clear, there are some possible films like a third Doctor Strange film or a World War Hulk film that are very likely to happen but aren't really in development or confirmed yet, so I won't be ranking stuff like that. And also keep in mind there are some films and series on this list that are very early in development and are likely to get canceled after I post this video, but just as of right now I'll be ranking them. And to be clear, since none of these projects have come out yet, this is a ranking purely off of my anticipation, my excitement, and feel free to let me know in the comment section down below how you would rank them. Without any further ado, let's hop right into the ranking. Coming in at number 30 is The Authority, which is going to be a DCU film about the Authority, a lesser known group of characters from the comics, so this could definitely surprise me, but I'm not too sure exactly what the story is going to be, and there's just nothing about this project that's been announced that really hooked me. But who knows, it could turn out to be pretty good. Number 29 is the Ironheart series, and this is going to be a series that will explore more of the character Ironheart, who was introduced in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. To be completely honest, I thought she was a little bit more forgettable when you compare her to some of the other characters in that movie. The series might turn out fine, but I'm just not sure how she would work as a main character. Number 28 is the Eyes of Wakanda series, and this is supposed to explore more of the history of Wakanda and that kind of stuff. And I do think it has potential. Number 27 is the second Shang-Chi movie. Now, to be completely honest, while a lot of people did actually really like the first Shang-Chi movie and thought it was one of the better movies in recent history for Marvel, I didn't find it to be anything too crazy. I enjoyed parts of it, but just as a whole, I thought it was kind of generic, and there was just a lot of plot exposition. But it did do a good job of world building, so I do think there's definitely some potential with the sequel. I'm not sure what new characters they're going to introduce. Coming in at number 26 is Blade. Now, this is one of the movies that they announced a while back, and I think a lot of people were definitely really excited for it, but it's just had production delay after production delay. I wouldn't even be surprised if this movie just gets canceled as a whole. Nonetheless though, if it does work out, it definitely seems like it could be pretty good. Coming in at number 25 is the Blue Beetle series, and this is expected to have the same actors from the first Blue Beetle movie that was in the DCEU, but this will be in the DCU. And so I definitely think it could be pretty interesting. I'm just not entirely sure what they're going to do with the story and how it's going to connect with everything else in this new universe. Number 24 is the Vision Quest series. I'm not sure what to make of Vision returning once again after his death, but I am kind of excited to see more of Ultron, since I wasn't completely satisfied with his appearance in the Age of Ultron movie. Coming in at number 23 is the Booster Gold series. Another series where the plot details aren't really too specific yet, but nonetheless it'll be cool seeing this character brought into live action. Coming in at number 22 is the Creature Commandos series. This is an animated series part of the DCU, and they've actually already released a trailer for it. For the most part, this is supposed to be lesser known characters, but there are some characters like Rick Flag Sr. that'll be in this, as well as the upcoming Superman movie. So I already think it's pretty cool that they're connecting it with other movies in the universe. Coming in at number 21 is the Waller series, and Viola Davis, who played Amanda Waller in the DCEU, is also supposed to be playing her in the DCU, I guess. So this could turn out pretty interesting. Coming in at number 20 is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is going to be a Disney Plus series. And I will say I was hoping that this would be canon with the MCU timeline with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and it turns out it's not going to be, which I feel like was kind of a missed opportunity because they could have totally explored his origin story. But I did gain a little bit more excitement when I found out that this is going to be an alternate reality with Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, as kind of a mentor for Peter. So that actually sounds pretty cool. Coming in at number 19 is Armor Wars, and this is one that's actually very likely to get canceled. I wouldn't be surprised if it's canceled by the time I post this video, but just assuming it's not canceled, I definitely think there's some really good potential with the different characters, especially Rhodey in here. Coming in at number 18 is Paradise Lost, and this is supposed to be part of the DCU, and it's going to take place on the island that Wonder Woman was raised, except way before she was born. Coming in at number 17 is Thunderbolts, and we actually recently got a trailer for this. I think it looks like it has some cool action, and while none of these characters are really top tier except for Bucky, they can definitely become top tier as each of them are elevated with their dynamic with each other. And that's kind of the point of this team. It's supposed to be a group of heroes that don't really know where they belong, and I just think this could be pretty solid. Coming in at number 16 is Swamp Thing. Now this will be part of the DCU, and I'm not super interested in Swamp Thing as a character in general, but James Mangold is actually supposed to direct this, and he's a really good director, so I definitely think that this could be really good. Coming in at number 15 is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is supposed to come out in 2026. We already know who's playing Supergirl in the DCU, we know who the director is, and I just think this could end up being really well made. It could have a good story. Coming in at number 14 is Captain America Brave New World. We've got a trailer for this, and I think it actually looks really good. We get to see Sam Wilson being Captain America and all that good stuff, and there's actually quite a few characters coming back from The Incredible Hulk, like Tim Blake Nelson as the leader. Betty Ross is also supposed to be in this movie. Of course, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is going to be in this as well, played by Harrison Ford this time, and he's going to turn into the Red Hulk. I'm actually very curious if Bruce Banner will make an appearance because of all these connections. But nonetheless, it just seems like it's going to have some pretty cool action. Coming in at number 13 is the Bane and Deathstroke movie that was recently announced. I definitely think both of these characters teaming up to probably hunt down Batman sounds really awesome. Coming in at number 12 is the Lantern series, and they recently announced Kyle Chandler will be playing Hal Jordan in this, and it's supposed to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Hal Jordan's supposed to be kind of older, so he'll probably like die by the end of this series. But all the Green Lantern characters from the comics are just pretty interesting. And the only live action Green Lantern movie was the one from 2011. So I definitely think there's a lot of fresh stuff they could do with this. And I think this is supposed to be like a buddy cop kind of deal. Coming in at number 11 is the MCU X-Men film. Now, while the Fox X-Men movies had really good casting, I think most people could agree that the suits could be improved on. So a lot of my excitement is just seeing the X-Men in the blue and yellow suits or something like that. But I also think that they can do something really interesting in the story. There have been rumors going around that Wolverine won't be in this. I hope that's not true. He doesn't have to be like the main character, but I do want him in it. Coming in at number 10 is the Daredevil Born Again series. Charlie Cox will be playing Daredevil once again, and we've actually got photos of him in the new suit, as well as Punisher. It just overall seems super interesting. Coming in at number 9 is the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. We've seen some set leaks of what they're doing with the Thing, and we know the cast, but the thing that really excites me about this movie is that it's going to take place in an alternate reality with a retro futuristic 1960s vibe, and I just think that's nice because it'll have a distinct style unlike so many generic Marvel movies now. Coming in at number 8 is the Teen Titans DCU film. Now, we don't have a cast or anything like that. This is very early in development, but we've never gotten a live-action Teen Titans movie on the big screen. This just sounds so cool. Number 7 is Beyond the Spider-Verse, which will hopefully come out by 2026 or 2027. It was supposed to come out this year, and I'm still a little mad about it. I mean, I do want the animators to have as much time as they need, but I just wish it was much more clear earlier on that this was going to get delayed. Nonetheless, though, the reason that I'm mad it's got delayed is because I'm pretty excited for the movie. I mean, the first two Spider-Verse movies were really good, maybe a little bit overrated, but still really good. Coming in at number 6 is Avengers Doomsday. I'm just really interested to see what they're going to do with another Avengers movie. Now, I wouldn't have been mad if they ended with Endgame, but they didn't, so I feel like this is the right direction to go after that. And while I don't think Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom and kind of being a Tony Stark variant was the best direction to go, it's still a pretty interesting direction. And I myself, as well as many other people, have been very curious as to what the new Avengers lineup will look like in this movie. Coming in at number 4 is the Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 movie. Now, I've been pretty excited for this movie because there's a ton of potential here. They have everything set up perfectly with the Kingpin and Daredevil being in the MCU. We could definitely have Scorpion and the Prowler in here as well. I absolutely love the suit that Tom Holland got at the end of No Way Home, but the reason this isn't higher is because it's very likely that this will end up not being a street level film because Sony's really wanting to do another multiverse film. I'm really hoping it's street level, but there is a good chance it could be multiverse. Not that there's not potential there, but we need a Tom Holland street level film. Coming in at number 4 is the Batman Part 2. Now, I think the first Batman movie did a really good job of feeling realistic while also feeling like a comic book world. Just the cinematography, the costume design, all that great stuff. It also just had really good action. I wouldn't say it's the best Batman movie though, because some of the other ones just work better thematically and on story levels in my opinion. But nonetheless, there's so much cool stuff they could do with the sequel. The only reason I didn't put this a little higher is because Matt Reeves has been making it very clear that he wants his universe to be super realistic, and I respect that, but I'm starting to worry that characters like Mr. Freeze might not be realistic enough for him. I definitely wouldn't draw the line Planet Mr. Freeze. I definitely think they could do that in this universe. But they have been doing some things like changing the penguin's name from Cobblepot to just Cobb, and stuff like that does make me a little nervous, but nonetheless, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do with this movie, especially maybe with bringing in Robin. Coming in at number 3 is the Superman 2025 movie. Now, we've gotten some set leaks for this, and I just think it looks pretty good. I think all the actors for these different characters look like they know what they're doing, and James Gunn actually stated that there's going to be little to no reshoots, which is a good sign. That means that they're sticking with their plan. I would have preferred another Henry Cavill Superman movie. I don't think I'll like this as much as Man of Steel, but it still looks really good. Coming in at number 2 is the Brave and the Bold movie, and this will be Batman's DCU movie, and the thing that really makes me excited for this is simply just the fact that it's going to have an established Bat family, and I'm just excited to see who the new Batman actor is, as well as the rest of the cast. There's so much stuff they could do with the villains. I'm thinking maybe they could have like every Batman villain in this movie escape from Arkham Asylum. That would just be really cool. But coming in at number 1 is Avengers Secret Wars. And this is supposed to end the multiverse saga of the MCU. And simply, my train of thought here is that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame kind of closed out the Infinity Saga in a super epic way. So I feel like Secret Wars could be like Avengers Endgame but 2.0, because there's going to be like a multiverse level threat. And the heroes that are teaming up can come from all these different dimensions, so there's really no limit for what they can do with this. Honestly, if the execution is good, if they know what they're doing, if they can do it right, this could be like the greatest comic book movie of all time, because it can just be so large in scale. But overall, that was my ranking of the 2025 through 2027 DC and Marvel movies and series. Again, share how you would rank them by your excitement in the comment section down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.